Okay, class, now let's talk about the assignment for Module 2, and that is this design prospectus, which is due October 4th. This is a relatively short document. As it's described in the syllabus, it says this assignment is in response to the request for proposals in Blackboard. 3 pages, single-spaced, clearly written, have these sections: introduction, statement of work, sequence of steps, timeline, deliverables, summary budget, and references. In addition, we want your doing business as name, your team members and roles, what each person, if you're going to outsource possibly for some design, who that will be or what that will be in a general sense, and a listing of experience. As a matter of fact, the design prospectus is almost always the first step when an instructional design consultant or even an instructional designer who works for an organization is responding to the need for a design plan, which is what we're going to be talking about here. Now, I have posted in Blackboard an outline for the design prospectus that you'll be submitting. Just to summarize, it will have an introduction, and we'll begin with something like the KBS design team will, ... KBS design team, remember, is the design doing business as that I'm proposing as an example for you. The work to be accomplished. The KBS design team will do these kinds of things, and so it will explain that this process will be followed. And the interesting thing to remember is you don't have to put a lot of detail in here, because some of the things, the work you're going to be accomplishing is to conduct a needs assessment, to actually produce a design plan, to actually interact with the subject matter expert, which you'll remember is me, to ask questions. Steps to be followed, so we want to have a timeline. And the key timeline here is that this final report is due the week of December 2nd through the 13th. So let's say December 13th is the drop dead date for when this design plan, and if you do a mock-up must be submitted. So you want to back up from that and then relate your deliverables, which is the next step. What are you going to give me? What's going to be a real consequence of your design planning? Well, that would include the documents, obviously. It might also be reports. It might also be comments, postings. It might also be a number of things, but it's a deliverable is a real thing related to the design plan, and the prospectus should introduce what those will be. Obviously, these kinds of things change. A budget overview. The budget overview really isn't to give a lot of detail, but remember, you have a $19,200 budget for this project. So personnel, both for the members of the doing business as team and also any outsourcing you might be doing, materials that you're going to want to purchase, travel, overhead. Organizations also often build in overhead, 8%, 10%, 20%. That indicates, all right, I have a computer, I have an office, and so we have to pay for that out of some of this project. It's not directly related to the project itself. So put your overhead in there and rationale for that. Other resources, obviously you're going to want to purchase a full version of the disk. Now, you won't really purchase it, but you want to build that into your plan, and anything else that you think ought to be in this 3-page document. Finalizing with references and possibly a summary. Now, you know you have these references. You have the CD that you've been sent. You have information that I've given you in terms of what's posted in Blackboard. And you have access to me. We'll put in Blackboard a place for you to put questions for the subject matter expert, which then I'll respond to either in writing or in a video or an audio, so that you all get the same information and you can put this all together. So remember now, your design prospectus, this is the first step, is due as it indicates when it's due in the syllabus. Have any questions? Contact me. Have fun with this one. Keep going.